Welcome, welcome. This is going to be a training to take you through, and some adjustments to our process. The reality is, we have had, it's been this rough stuff that's been in my head that I know generally works. Scott and I were talking about this weeks ago. This might have been a couple of months ago now, Scott. And the analogy that he came up with was, dude, you're showing people this roadmap, showing them we want to get from point A to point Z, and but you don't teach people how to drive. It doesn't seem like. And he wasn't being particularly critical. He was just noticing. He was just observing that, hey, it seems like there might be a missing link here. And so I've had that going on, that conversation going on, and then Kristen and I were just at Road to Executive Director with the company here just last week, and anyway, it's been an all-around very eye-opening experience the last couple of weeks. It's so strange to be sitting here with you, Scott, thinking that I'm just kind of recounting the recent past. I've made a lot of money somehow in network marketing. I don't know how.
You're pretty awesome, man.
Well, some of the basics, as it turns out, I have a lot to learn with some of the basics, and I'm very excited to have Scott here with us. Up and coming leader within Melaleuca, but he's a proven leader in the space and has been now for about 20 years since the time we met. So what we want to do with you guys here today, I'm very, very excited. There's a couple of pieces we want to show you that we're implementing right now. These are live at healthandwellnessteam.com. We're going to take you through it here. And I want to invite Scott to come out and actually talk you through this process. So you've got a screen share ready, and I'll let you take over.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, I appreciate it. And, when you know something that works, right, guys, so listen, when you've done something and you know that it worked, like if you've ridden a bike, right? Some of you have ridden a bike, some of you haven't, but I've ridden a bike. So I basically know I could jump on anything with two wheels and make it work, right, and not fall off. And it's kind of the same idea within this business and building organizations and duplicating. The thing is like, it doesn't matter how great you are. It doesn't matter how great I am. It's all about that brand new person and their success, right? So I was just sharing with Christian. I was like, a leader is only as good as the new people in the group getting off to a good start. And it's not about just signing somebody up. This isn't a go sign them up deal. That's when things start. That's not when things finish. That's not the end of the process. It's the beginning of a process. And it's really getting in there and holding somebody's hand and helping them win and letting them feel that they've won. But being there with them to cushion things as much as possible, cushion things for them, but then to still allow them to win. And on the idea of allowing them to win is the opportunity to fail. Some of you heard that from Jim Rohn. Winning isn't winning without the opportunity to fail. So we want to create some space for somebody to be able to fall. We don't want to hold them up through the entire deal. We want to give them some freedom. But at the same point, we want to create a pattern that can just absolutely explode, recruiting, building, this whole thing. Like, let me ask you a question. If you enroll me and I grab my phone and I have 2,100 people on my phone, and how fast would you want me to expose Melaleuca to my 2,100 people? Do you want me to take 2 years to do it, 3 years to do it? Or do you want me to expose them in a way that is controlled in a sense, but quickly, like today? So that's really the deal. In giving me, the new person, control. Give me control, so I can build my business when I want to build my business. If I work night shift, and I only have certain hours I could build, I want to be able to be in control of when I can do this, and a lot of this idea that I'm going to break down right now, this flow, it's insane. It works. And I've coached people in many, many other companies as a consultant that's hired on to teach exactly the stuff that we go through right here. Because it's time tested. It works. It's not old school. It's the school.
When you say control, I hear a few different things because you and I have been talking about this for hours the last few days. Control for the new person, to me, is a mixture of knowledge very simple, concise, focused, simple knowledge that helps them understand and feel good about, hey, I know what I'm doing and I know how to do it. It isn't just, okay, I know when I can do this. It's having the confidence because it's on this sheet of paper that you're about to show. So that's a piece that we just haven't had that you bring to the table here, Scott, and I so appreciate.
Yeah, no, you bet, man. And like I said, it's like Melaleuca is this machine that we don't have to make excuses for. They got it, man. So this is it. This is home. This is the grand finale. So let's create something insane, like literally the biggest thing that's ever happened within the company. We can do that. Yeah. I mean, the number one dude only has like 30-something thousand people. I mean, that's
right.
It's like, are you serious? So, all right. So here's the deal. I'm going to share. So I have it here in my hand, but I'm going to bring it up on screen so I can show you guys, and we'll walk through it. Tell me when you can see that.
Okay. Yep. I'm with you. Let's see it.
Okay. So here's this is a first day packet and pretty self-explanatory. So somebody enrolls. So you enroll me today. You hand me this first day packet. Okay. Now, if you can't hand it to me, we're not in person, you're going to have me go get it. Now, where am I going to get it? I'm going to go to healthandwellnessteam.com. I'm going to register, right? Me as a new person, I'm going to go register there. We want to make sure everybody is registering their people at healthandwellnessteam.com so that we can communicate with them by email, a lot of different things, but most importantly, the update every week of the password on this presentation site that you'll see shortly, okay? And so make sure all your people are enrolled and are plugged into the team site. Very, very important. And thank you, Christian, and your team for putting that together. Yep. So first day packet, first day audio, I want to bring your attention right here, first day audio. This right here is about an 8 to 10 minute audio, and it goes through, hey, welcome to the team. We're excited that you're here. Don't go out there trying to do the business without knowing what you're doing first. I mean, that's the basic idea. That audio saves more people than you could possibly imagine that otherwise would run out there and flap their lips to everybody and just straight up just tell everybody, oh, yeah, we're doing this, and it's just a disaster, And let me just say this, so you can't make a second first impression. And if you go blow it with all your friends, and if you're downline and all your new people are blowing it with all their people right away, there's no control there at all. It's a free-for-all. It's like you're throwing mud on the wall and you're just hoping something sticks. It's not a good approach to building a legitimate, real organization. So we want people to listen to this audio, and then a couple of websites, username and password. We all know this, right? So you're going to have a username and a password. The team site, you create your own username and password for that. Just jot it down. And this is a first day packet. This is focused on helping a person get promoted. That's the whole idea. First steps, by the point that they actually get this packet, they have most likely already purchased their starter order, whatever that is. If there are 2 or 3, they want to make money, we're going to encourage them. We can't say force, we have to say encourage. We're going to encourage them to get the home conversion pack or the value pack, because for the money and for the longevity of on the books customers, people that get the home conversion pack percentage wise stick around so much longer. It's just a big deal. And then we want them to watch the pace setter video so that they're qualified for double the money. I personally, my very first pace setter bonus, I did not get because I didn't watch that video because I was, whatever you want to call me. I didn't do it. There was so much going on. I just didn't do it. And, but I'm telling all of you to have your people watch the video so they don't get half a check. They get a full check, because half a check kind of sucks when you could get a full check. So watch the pace setter video. And then important start dates. We have business start date, director. This is when a new person gets their 8 customers, 10 customers, and this is what they control. It's what they control. You can control you getting customers, It's a little bit different, you controlling what somebody else does, but you can control what you're looking at here. It's very important. What's the reason why that you're in Melaleuca? What's your reason? Like what's going to keep you going on a bad day? And those of us that are trainers, and consider yourself a trainer if you're somebody that's driving your team. Are you building a business, or are you just putting a few people in Melaleuca? If you're somebody that's just putting a few people into Melaleuca, let somebody above you train them. Let somebody above you that has a different perception of building the business, let them work with that person and really help them. And that's okay, because we can team up. We can all team. You can work together with your upline. We want to get in there with your new person and really help them get off to a good start. So for the first couple of people that you're putting in today, tomorrow, the next day, make sure that you have a leader, a trainer, somebody that's been doing this for a while that can really help communicate these ideas with your new person. I'm going to go to the second page here, Christian, but before I do you have any thoughts?
This is good. It's basic. I like, we talked about the important dates section yesterday as we were finalizing this, and Scott's take was, we got to keep it focused and on what they directly control themselves personally. And I totally agree with this. This is something in their direct control. Love it.
All right. Can you still see the screen?
Yep.
Okay. So contact list. Let me say this is so important. After so many years in the industry, and some of you that have been around for a little while, maybe in another company here or there, you got to know this. And I've known this from training a lot of people. If somebody doesn't take the time, invest the time, and make a legitimate contact list before they make their first call, they will not make a contact list 99.9% of the time. Okay? Now, what I just said is so important. You have got to help a new person make this contact list prior to them going out there trying to do the business. And that's difficult sometimes, because you get that brand new person that says, oh, I want to go talk to my neighbor right now. I want to go talk to my brother-in-law right now. And you're so excited, they're excited, and everybody's excited, and you just feel like doing high fives. But the problem is, if you go do that and you get any type of a less than positive response from whoever they go to, now when you sit them down to make a contact list, they remember that feeling, and then they start eliminating people off their list because they don't want that feeling again from these other people. And they haven't been coached properly on how to approach people. So making a contact list, super important. You can either have people write the names down on a piece of paper or print them. Printing them, I think, is very simple. But if somebody is not technically savvy, then just old school, pen and paper, write them down. Very, very simple right here. But I have people make a contact list before my strategy session call with them. As a matter of fact, right here on the phone, like right now, I have done. So DONE exclamation point. So this girl right here, I'm doing a strategy session with, literally when we hang up right now. As soon as we're done, I'm doing a strategy session with her. She was all ready. I was ready earlier, but she didn't make her list yet. And I said, you know what? I'd love to do a call with you right now and really get you going, but I can't really do that right now until you make your list. So why don't we reschedule our call for a couple hours from now, sit down, make your list, go through and categorize some of this stuff, and then we'll talk. So let me show you how we're going to do that. So we want to sort our contacts. So once we have this contact list, we go through that list and we do a check mark system. It's super simple. So you put a check mark next to each name of somebody that's a people person. You put a check mark by the name if they're a person of influence, meaning when they talk, people listen. Then you put a check mark by their name if they're a person that comes up with a few $100, if they could find a few $100. That's basically it, right? I mean, it's super simple stuff. And then what we're going to do then in our strategy session, we're going to communicate with that person and say, hey, listen, we really want to be going towards the people that have 2 and 3 check marks on your list, because just so high level conversation with some of you right now, if we go to people with 0 check marks, they're probably going to have a contact list with 0 check marks, and they're probably going to have a contact list with people that have 0 check marks, et cetera, et cetera. And then it's just going to be a struggle. Have a whole bunch of people with no influence, no money, bunch of broke people, bunch of people that can't place a second order, and it's just a disaster. But if you go up in influence and push everybody to go up, then all of a sudden you have a really big, thriving, rocking organization if everybody's really focused on going up the social economic scale and not down. And down is natural, because it's natural for us to want to talk to somebody that we think or we feel that we kind of have one up on, in a sense. It's more comfortable that way. Christian, any thoughts on this?
Totally makes sense. Like we were talking about earlier, we all naturally have this tendency to recruit down, not up. And if you allow that to happen in your business, it only gets worse and it will only get more difficult. So the simple checkmark organization, like we're talking about here on the document, makes so much sense. It's so easy to do. And once you grab some of the low hanging fruit and you get your legs under you as a new person, I really don't think if you're working with the trainer and you're in a good environment like we have here at the health and wellness team, this whole idea of recruiting up, it's really not difficult. Actually, it's pretty straightforward.
No, it's super simple. And during our strategy session, we're going to communicate with this person, this new person, like I'm going to do here in a little bit, and just say, it's just sorting. All we're going to do is sort. We're just going to sort, someone's in, someone's out, someone's a customer, someone says not right now, somebody bumped their toe before you called them and they're upset at the world, whatever. We're just going to sift and sort, but we got to go through people that because think of it, if you say, I'm not going to call anybody that I know, well, that doesn't make much sense, because what if I know some of the people that you know and I start recruiting a bunch of your friends? You should totally show them before I show them, because if you don't, I'm going to show them, or somebody that I know is going to show them, and they could have been on your team the whole time. So at least you want to get them in front of it, because you never know. At least what I always thought is everybody has to see this. I'm not going to let anybody not see this. They can't tell me no to looking. They can tell me no after, but they can't tell me no to looking.
Right. If we're friends with them, they got to look. I've had the same attitude my whole career as well. One other comment on contacts and this idea of reaching out to people that we know. This is natural, normal business, guys. Think about this. If you're starting an insurance business, if you're starting a restaurant, if you're starting almost any kind of small local business, wouldn't you, in those passionate, you're excited, you're spending typically a lot of money, maybe second mortgaging your house and risking your life savings to get a business started. You're going to talk to everybody, everybody is going to be on that list. You got to come try lunch at my place, whatever your business is. That this is natural, normal human behavior. Don't be shy about this. Be confident and excited about it, actually.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's no other company that I've seen. That's why. Why am I here? There's nothing else out there that has what Melaleuca has, in terms of once they're introduced, how you can feel good about not having to, you don't have to make up any excuses for why the company this or why the product that, or you just can feel so good about introducing people to the brand. So anyway.
Yep.
All right. So let's get into the part that all of you are so curious about. All right. So what I'm going to do is walk through this first, and then I'll kind of role play it real quick. Okay. So you're going to text or message, can you talk for 2 minutes? Get them on the phone. So the reason you want to do that is because you want to get them on the phone. You do not want to text invite people. I know there's some trainers that say that works. I'm here to tell you it's not as effective. If you only have X number of people to talk to, you do what is the most effective thing possible. And the most effective thing possible is you on the phone communicating, because there's spirit. You got to understand something. The transmutation, right? Like this energy that flows from you and your voice and your heart, that spirit that comes across is more important of how you say something than what you're saying. And you can't convey that on a text. Okay. Some of you will try, but I'm just telling you, do not text people. If you talk to me and say, I've texted a bunch of people and I can't get people to look at it, I'm just going to be like, are you serious? Were you even paying attention at all? Okay. So if they're local, if they're in your local area, meaning like 30, 40 minutes away from you, it's all about, hey, when's the soonest that we can get together? I'd be like, hey, Christian, when's the soonest we can get together? And then if they're out of the area, I'd say, hey, when's the soonest that you can get in front of your computer? So the same part is going to flow here either way. So if they're local, when's the soonest that we can get together? If they're out of the area, hey, when's the soonest that you can get in front of your computer? And they're going to be like, huh? What are you talking about? Say, hey, look, I'm working on a project. It's a big deal. I got to get you in front of it. When's the soonest that you can get in front of your computer? Or when's the soonest that we can get together? So urgency, right? So this is built-in urgency without being pushy or without, this is just like if I'm calling my friend, I'm like, hey, what's up? Hey, when's the soonest that we can get together? I got to show you something. They're like, what? Everybody's going to validate their time. What is it? Can you just tell me right now? They're going to validate their time because they're so busy watching The Bachelorette that they have to like have it in their mind that this is worth it more than The Bachelorette, right? Or whatever they're watching. It's just hilarious how people are. It's a knee-jerk reaction. Why? What is it? What is it? Tell me something. So it's always this thing where people say that no matter what. So when you come back and you say, oh, it's a project I'm working on, it's a big deal. You're actually fulfilling that satisfaction of saying something to them based on their knee-jerk reaction of trying to validate their time. I'm telling you, this thing is flawless. Yeah. So they're local. Hey, when can we get together? When's as soon as you can get in front of your computer? Like, I have some stay-at-home moms I'm working with right now, and they don't have time to run around town. They don't have time to do that stuff, but they can easily at night get one person a night to watch the video. Every night they can show one person a day at 9:30 p.m. when the kids go down. You know, that's their commitment, to show one person a day. So if someone's out of the area, so when can you get in front of your computer? So once the appointment is set, so if the appointment is set in person or if the appointment is set over the computer, then you're just going to say, hey, is there anything that might come up, or is that time okay for sure? Because you know how people are. They're like, yeah, tomorrow at 7. And they totally just forgot. They totally spaced it that tomorrow is that day that they are with their kids at volleyball practice. So instead of you getting disappointed tomorrow, just ask right now. I've always done this. I've always, people would always ask me, they say, well, do you do follow-ups? Are you going to like follow up to make sure they're going to be there? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do a follow-up. I asked them at the beginning. I said, are you going to be there for sure? You are? Can you think of anything that would come up to have you not keep your appointment? You'll be there for sure? Okay, awesome. I'll see you there. Just be super solid, right? So at the time of the appointment, whether it's in person or over the phone, right? This works just as good. You guys have to believe me. Understand something if you've never done this. This works just as good over the phone as it does in person, but you got to do it right. So at the time of the appointment, you want to text from your phone to your credibility partner who you've had pre-set up, who's your trainer, showing video. You text me showing video. I'm on standby for you. I know that you're about to push play and show somebody the video. Now, if you're in person, you're going to watch the company overview on the website storethatpays.com with them. You're going to sit with them and pay attention. You're not going to be in Starbucks and you sit there, you open it up, push play, then you're walking around, you're on the phone, you're disengaged. No, you're going to sit there with them and you're going to watch it together. Okay. Now, if it's somebody that lives in a different area, you're going to say this. You're going to say, listen, I'm going to stay on the phone and I'm going to listen while you watch. I'm going to stay on the phone. I'm going to listen while you watch. Now, some of you may be like, what? Are you serious? You're going to stay on the phone the whole time that person's watching the video? Absolutely. If it's important to you, it's going to be important to them. If it's not important to you, it's not important to them. So if you call me and you say, hey, Scott, listen, I'm working on a project. It's a big deal. When's as soon as you can get in front of your computer? And I'm like, right now, I just got home from work. What's going on? Say, hey, jump in front of your computer. Go to this website. You ready? Okay, go to storethatpays.com. Okay, are you there? Okay, great. Hey, listen, before you push play, I'm going to sit here with you, and I want you to see this. It's a project that I'm working on. Super excited about it. And then afterwards, we'll just chat about it. Is that cool? That's fine? Okay, so push play. And then so I'm going to stay on the phone listening while my friend's watching. And because I'm on the phone, I'm connected emotionally. They're going to pay attention. If I hang up the phone and say, oh, they're going to call me back. Yeah, right. They're not going to pay attention. And if they do pay attention, it's a small percentage that they actually paid attention. Then after the video, super simple. Doesn't that make sense? Do you see why I'm excited? Hey, doesn't that make sense? Do you see why I'm excited? Doesn't that make sense is left brain. Do you see why I'm excited? Right brain. You guys, psychology, this works like crazy, okay? And then you just say, hold on. You don't answer any question. Let me say that again. You don't answer one question, because if you answer one question, guess what? They're going to ask you another question. All you say is, hey, doesn't that make sense? Do you see why I'm excited? And then they're like, yeah. They're all going to be excited / confused. Okay, that's just how it is. It's been that way for 20 years. And then you're just going to say, hold on. You say, hey, hold on. And they're like, huh? Hold on. And if you're in person, you pick up your phone and you call your trainer. You call me, you call Christian, you call some of these other trainers, you call us and you say, hey, Christian, this is Scott. I'm sitting here with my friend. They just watched the video. Can you say hi real quick? Okay, great. And if I'm in person, I'm going to hit speaker on speakerphone so they don't feel weirded out while I'm staring at them while they're talking to a stranger. I'm going to hit speakerphone so it's comfortable. And then Christian's just going to do a quick little credibility call. Now, A credibility call is less than 5 minutes, and that's something that we're going to talk about on more of an advanced topic of how to do a credibility call. It's neither here nor there, super simple. It's non-pushy, non-salesy. We're creating a relationship, very simple. If it's over the phone, we're going to say, hey, hold on real quick. Like you have a call coming in, we're going to say, hey, hold on real quick, okay? And what's going to end up happening is just like you have a call coming in, but you go to Christian, you call, hey, Christian, this is Scott. Hey, man, I have somebody in Florida. I know that you're in Hawaii. I'm in San Diego. This person's in Florida. We got the whole, all these time zones and on lockdown now, man. But listen, I'm going to merge the call. Can you just say hi? Okay, great. And he knew I was going to call him because I texted him 30 minutes earlier showing video. So he was on standby. He knew about the time that I was going to be calling him. Okay. Now, as a leader, you get these credibility calls all day long of your team showing the video, showing the presentation to people 24 hours a day, 7 days, like constantly. It gets crazy. All right. There's days where as a leader, you might have 10, 15, 20 credibility calls coming in because that's people in your organization that are showing the deal and getting customers and getting partners, right? Which the only thing better than that credibility call is you sitting there in person with them on a 2-on-1. If you as a trainer leader are sitting with your new person, helping them show it, that's the only thing better than that little credibility call. But if that can't happen, then a credibility call has to be done. And for those of you that are watching this or getting started, make it happen. Your friend is not going to want to talk to a stranger. Hey, do you want to talk to a stranger? They're going to be like, let's pass, right? But as soon as we get on the phone, they're going to be like, oh, wow, these are cool people. Oh, wow, these are not pushy people. This is actually really neat. Okay, I see. And then in the back of their mind, what they're thinking, I can do this. I can do this. I can have somebody watch a video. I don't have to answer any questions. I just call somebody that knows more than I know. I could do this. How somebody is exposed is how they're going to build. They're not going to build based on what you say. They're going to build on what happened to them. And then it's going to duplicate like crazy. All right. And then at the end, after we hang up on the credibility call, you just say, hey, I want you on my team. Let's do this together. Let's learn together. All right. And then put them in a headlock. And no, just kidding. That's totally kidding. And then get them going. Get them start. Some people need a nudge. Some people need it. Hey, Christian, let's go to the movies. No, man, I'm hanging out. Hey, Christian, come on, dude. Let's go to the movies. Come on, it's Wonder Woman, dude. Come on, let's go. No, I don't know, man. Dude, it'll be fun. Come on. I'm not saying that this is like going to the movies, but sometimes your friends need a nudge because they're lazy. You know what I mean? They need a nudge. They need that, come on, I believe in you. Come on, we could do this together. What do you mean you don't know? I know. What do you mean you don't believe? I believe enough for both of us. Come on. Join me. Be a part of this. This is a big deal. What's the worst thing that can happen? Come on, man. It's that little friend nudge that has to be done because, hey, if it were easy, everybody would be successful, right? If it were easy, everybody would be doing this. What makes it not easy is little stuff like that. You can't just bring somebody to the 99% park. You can't bring somebody to 99% and then stop. You got to go that extra little bit where most people don't go. And you got to do that. You got to push it that one little bit further, being like, come on, let's do this. Come on, let's do it together. And enroll them, get them started. All right, Christian, that's a lot of my voice. I get tired of hearing myself.
So just to grab onto what you were just talking about, I think that people generally enjoy being told what to do. It's just humans generally like being told what to do. And if the voice is confident, like you were just demonstrating, come on, let's do this. We can do this. Let's team up. Let's go do this together. If the tone, more important than the words, if the tone is confident and has some excitement and some urgency there, that is magic. People want to follow somebody like that. They want to be with and work with and succeed with somebody like that. And these are things that even if you're sitting here watching this and you're brand new, we're telling you, this is what you're going to need to model. Good news is it's simple. You can follow this line by line and succeed. And once you've succeeded 5, 6, 7, 10 times over the next few days, the next couple of weeks, it actually starts to get easy. It starts to get really fun. and the duplication starts, and you're like, whoa, this is a machine. I'm building an empire here. I'm not only am I changing my life and my family's life permanently, I am now teaming up and directly impacting other people's lives and their families' lives. And it just, whoa, such a big deal.
Yeah, no, man. And the thing is, I mean, people that see this, it may be a little bit different, right? I mean, we may be exposing you to Mandarin and you only speak English, right? You may be like, oh man, I don't know. It's crazy. But I got to tell you that it's worth it. It's worth figuring out. It's worth humbling yourself a little bit and owning it. That's what I encourage you to do, is understand this to the point that you own it. Like, understand it and communicate it. Like, we're going to be on a strategy session call. We'll go back and forth and we'll make it make sense, but really own it. Like, make it make sense to yourself to the point that that you totally get it. You know, I mean, hey, listen, I went to school. I learned trig. I learned stuff that's just crazy in school that I don't use, that I probably have never used. And this is ridiculously simple, you know? And so you could learn this like you could learn anything. Think about all the stuff that you've learned in your life. Learn this. Get it really, really in your mind. So closing tips, I want you on my team. Let's do this together. I just showed somebody that's enrolling. I'd like to put you in first. If you can't read somebody, hey, at this point on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being this is amazing, I'm ready to get started right now, and 1 being, you know, no way, what number would you put yourself at? And they'll say, oh, I'm a 4. Well, what's the difference to you between a 4 and a 10? Well, I just don't understand how I would introduce this to people. Or I don't, whatever it is that they say, whatever their concern is, it's just going to help you communicate with them. It's going to help you be able to talk them through the process and get started. So anyway, man, cool. Listen, yeah. I'm fired up, dude. So
me too. So guys, when you dig into this, trust this process. You guys haven't seen Scott much out in front of the team. And I want to let you guys know I've known Scott for almost 2 decades. He has built bigger teams than I have. He has taken people with arguably low to no skill sets. You know, it's that example you just gave. They speak Mandarin and you're showing them English and they're like, whoa, wait, what? He has taken people like that and helped them build empires of their own. He's helped them break free and completely change their lives using this process. So trust the process, learn the process, take action on this process. And this is the new hub for us to build our entire business around.
Absolutely. And in-person stuff, you guys, in-person events, home events, this and that. I mean, that's all still totally very, very important. What I would just always say, and to keep this in your mind, just remember that how a person is exposed is how they are going to expose other people. Meaning that if you bring somebody to an event for their first exposure, that's how they're going to feel and think that they're going to build the business. So on the way to on the way to an event, show them the video. Show them something simple that they can go do after the event. Always do what you can to be thinking to yourself, okay, from the moment that I say hi to this person, I'm training them. From the moment I say hi to this person, I'm showing them the process that they're going to be doing themselves. All right, buddy.
Yep. Love it. Thanks, Scott. Let's get this out to the team.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.